If you're over 50 and your shoulder hurts every time you exercise, reach overhead, or even put on a jacket, there's a good chance it's not your shoulder joints, but your shoulder blades that are causing the problem. In more than 30 years as a physical therapist, I've watched hundreds of men stretch, massage, strengthen, and even avoid using a painful shoulder. It didn't work. The real problem wasn't their shoulder joint, it was the location of their shoulder blades on their back. Today, I'm going to show you one adjustment that can instantly make your shoulders stronger, safer, and often less painful. By the end of this video, you'll know one simple cue that can improve almost every upper body exercise, make everyday activities easier, and even help protect one of the most commonly injured joints in men over 50. Okay. Stand up with me. Now, gently slide your shoulder blades towards your back pockets. That's it. Now, don't jack them back, squeeze them, or puff out your chest. That'll only lock your shoulder blades in place, and they won't move properly. Just let them easily slide towards your back pockets. Now, raise both arms overhead. How did that feel? For some of you, it already feels smoother, more stable, and even a little less painful because your rotator cuff finally has a solid foundation to work from. And here are 3 reasons why. The first reason this works is because this new position centers your shoulder joint. Your shoulder is the healthiest when the ball of your upper arm stays centered in the socket of your shoulder blade instead of hanging forward when your shoulder blades are too far high and wide like this. Years of driving, sitting, working on a computer, even looking on your phone all encourage the shoulder blades to widen and make the shoulders drift forward. That's when reaching overhead starts to feel restricted instead of easy. Sliding your shoulder blades down toward your back pockets helps put that ball and socket back in the alignment they were designed to work in. The second reason is it creates room for your rotator cuff. In earlier videos, I've talked about that your shoulder has a roof. Every time you raise your arm, those tendons need space to glide above that roof. Rounded shoulders compress that space. The result? Every press, every reach, every pull, every carry becomes more and more irritating to your tendons. Not because your rotator cuff is weak, but because it's working in a cramped environment. Shoulder blades back towards the pockets opens up the space in your shoulders again and gives room for the tendons to slide and glide without irritation. One patient I'll never forget had rotator cuff tendonitis that would not go away. Even reaching into like a kitchen cabinet hurt. He'd already stopped lifting and he even stopped golfing, which almost killed him. But he came in expecting physical therapy was going to fail and he would need some kind of surgery. But before I put my hands on him, before we strengthened even a single muscle, we worked on where his shoulder blades lived. Within 3 to 4 weeks, his overhead motion improved dramatically and his pain was like cut in half. He was amazed. And it wasn't because we fixed his rotator cuff, it was because we gave his shoulder the correct positioning to do its job. I've seen this pattern hundreds of times over my career, where nothing is going to decrease shoulder pain until the shoulder blades are sitting correctly. The third reason this works is the one almost nobody talks about. Your rotator cuff is the unsung hero of your shoulder. It's designed to be the dynamic stabilizer. Think of it like the alignment on your car or truck. If the wheels are out of alignment, it doesn't matter how strong your engine is, your car or truck still won't drive the way it should. Your shoulder works the same way. The rotator cuff stabilizes the shoulder while the deltoids drive the big movement. When the shoulder blades sit where they belong, down towards the back pockets, the rotator cuffs have the leverage to do their job. But when the shoulder blades are too high and wide, the rotator cuffs can't align the shoulder for pain-free movement. That's why some men can strengthen their rotator cuff for months, yet never solve the problem. They made the stabilizer stronger without fixing the alignment so they can do their job pain-free. Here's one of the laws we live by at Second 50 Strong. Your body is a high-performance machine. We treat it like a Ferrari, not a rental car. If you spend every day with your shoulders out of alignment, you're going to wear your shoulders out. But the good news is you can realign your shoulders without taking them to the shop. Every time you slide your shoulder blades towards your back pockets, you're teaching your body a better pattern. Now, let's make this practical. Before you overhead press, slide your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. Now press the bar up. You'll usually feel stronger and more stable with your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets, instead of having them hunched forward and trying to press the bar. Before you bench press, slide your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets. I do this actually by sliding my body forward. Then drive the bar up with your shoulder blades seated in their right position. You'll notice immediately how much more secure this feels. And when you deadlift, don't just pull up on the bar, slide your shoulder blades back towards your back pockets. Now your upper body is more stable to handle the heavy load. Now let's think about outside the gym. Before you put a box on a shelf, before you start the lawnmower, before you throw a football with your kids or grandkids, before you even carry a heavy bucket, slide your shoulder blades down towards your back pockets first. Your shoulders don't know whether you're lifting a barbell or a heavy bag of mulch. All they know is good position or bad position. And good shoulder blade position makes everything work better. Here are the 3 biggest mistakes men make when dealing with shoulder problems. Mistake number 1. They target their shoulders for strengthening without fixing the bad position their shoulder blades are in. They're pumping out reps and sets and actually making the problem worse. They end up thinking strength training doesn't work and they quit. Here's the fix. Drop the load amount and focus on shoulder blade positioning during your training. Once you have that correct, then start increasing the load. Mistake number 2. They overcompensate good position by jacking their shoulder blades back together. This freezes the shoulder blades in place and now they can't move naturally with the arms. This causes all kinds of stress and strain that leads to injury. Here's the fix. Don't jack your shoulder blades back. Instead, they need to move with your arms to keep your shoulders healthy. Just gently glide their location down towards your back pockets without locking them in. And mistake number 3. Some men only fix their shoulder alignment in the gym, but not in everyday life. They can press pain-free, but have rounded shoulders while they mow the lawn or paint the house. And they wonder why their shoulders start feeling achy. Here's the fix. Understand that when it comes to having a healthy, pain-free body, what you do in those 23 hours out of the gym is hugely important. Take the many lessons we learn being in the gym and translate it to everyday life. Here at Second 50 Strong, we don't buy the idea that aches and pains are just part of getting older, or that men should quietly lose strength, mobility, or power with age. We don't let that happen. We refuse to fade into unnecessary decline. If you want to be stronger now than you were in your first 50 years, stick around. You're in the right place. And if you found this helpful, subscribe and check out second50strong.com and get free material on how to thrive in your second 50 years of life. Every week, we're exposing another lie that's convincing men to accept weakness as normal. And if you haven't downloaded my free Apex Predator Mindset training, click on the link in the pinned comment because the body follows the mind. The way you think determines the way you train, and that becomes the way you live. Your shoulders were designed to move. Give them the position they were built for, and they'll reward you for decades. Brother, aging is inevitable, death is certain, but decline is a choice. And always remember, most men fade, but you're not most men.